Hello, this is Letters to You in 163. This one's called Meddling. Dear Ewan, during the same weekend journey that I wrote about yesterday, I found a new beautiful distinction meddling. The group had been together the first day, and two facilitators for the next day came to interview people. On the next day, we started with an hour-long session with a facilitator that the host had done some work with. I hadn't planned on attending that part, but the host invited me last minute. My guess was he invited me so I could enjoy the talk. It's possible that he wanted me to participate what was likely to be context. With this client slash friend, I have a mentorship role. He's been on a mission to bring intimacy back into his family. He's done so many things and succeeded in places I wouldn't have recommended to anyone else. His entire extended family does medicine journeys. To be a part of such an experience is amazing. The facilitator for the talk came in Saturday morning. I always listen to facilitators with not knowing. It's how I wish people would listen to me. Let the chef cook. I always endeavor to forego comparing what they're saying to what I already know so that I can learn multiple angles on topics I have overlapped learning with. His general gist was stop meddling with people, especially your parents. Don't deny someone the dignity of their fate by thinking you know what's best for them. It's interesting because my client basically got his family to the point of being in the room together through ferocious meddling. He begged, borrowed, and stole to implore them to see relating with each other differently. It was an interesting dilemma. The tools that apparently created survival were not the ones that could pave the path to the future. Through our relationship, I've been planting seeds about how, because reality is layered, the thing we think we are seeing in the other person is also at least directly about us. If we want someone to see our pain, we can take it as a given that the impulse is also communicating to us directly. I want you to see my pain equals I want me to see my pain. No one really seems to understand this. They often use the double reality I'm pointing at to think that I'm trying to invalidate what they are seeing in the other person. I'm generally thinking that they're right. I want you to see my I want me to see my pain does not equal I don't actually want you to see my pain. They're both beautiful, but the first is necessary. There are two main problems. The first is that I've never been able to work with both reality layers on purpose at the same time. My brain simply doesn't have enough RAM, random access memory. Like there's too many apps open on the computer of my mind. Both these apps, you see my pain, I see my pain, take all the RAM. Because the pain is usually quite painful. The mind has a tendency to shunt resources over to the layer that's about the other person. It's like being hypnotized and only watering half your lawn and wondering why there's dead grass. This compounds as we often lay the blame for the apparent stuckness on the other person as well. The second problem is codependency, because it would be pretty healing if the person could see us the way we wanted, which isn't possible. Most people have a tiny bug inside that they can't see. The bug's understanding is, I will be healed when they understand me. Because we're so complex and people contemplating these things are often extra complex, The chances that they'll be perfectly understood to their liking get smaller the further they complexify. I don't like my destiny or the definition of love being contingent on other people's actions. I tend to favor focusing on the layer that's about how my soul is asking for connection. It still looks to me like it's them who needs to understand. I haven't been able to fix that appearing that way. Literally, I hear, I fucking hate you, and convert it one to one to, I'm hurting and the hurt preceded this moment. I've just come to know that I can directly translate impulses to the first layer as direct impulses from the other. In the past, I really shamed myself that I had to see, I fucking hate you, and then translate it. But being limited is cool. Back to meddling. The dude who came to give the talk basically said, stop fucking with layer one. That gets me so excited. I love it. I already believe that, but when some masculine dude comes in and demands it, I feel an extra boost to take it further. I was hired because they love me and they want me to come into the space and just be myself, which pretty much includes that I'll be trying people's experiences on and relating about what it's like to be with them. As I embarked to not meddle, I immediately noticed a place where I meddle. I meddle with meddlers. That's a bad example for the buddy that I'm mentoring. I'm modeling a slight one upping. It occurs like this: two people would be relating, and one of them would try to meddle with the other. They'll ask a question that seems curious, but is actually trying to get the person to admit something that the question asker thinks they see in the person. Other times they'll just directly project onto them. In the past, I would have meddled with the meddler, and now I'm in my new practice. It was like experiencing a little psychic earthquake. I would actually feel a shaking in my belly. And then I would see the meddled person recover on their own. Their strength and effort to recover, I called dignity. It was beautiful. It was like witnessing love directly. I loved each person more as I allowed them their dignity. It became circular because when they looked at me, I was beaming with love at them. And that seemed to be more powerful than my previous attempts to meta meddle. My guess is that meddling both sets a bad example and puts the person meddled with into a mindset of, I'm doing it wrong, and possibly, I'm doing it wrong and the pain will stop when I do it right. Both are incredibly problematic. The twist was my buddy didn't really understand the idea of meddling on the visceral level. He kept going back to meddle with his family because it really seems like that is the behavior that had gotten us this far. I'm of the mind that this is partially true. I'm more inclined to believe that the nature of love was teaching us something, leading us on, but always snatching control away. My buddy stayed in meddling for most of the journey. It was so strange to not meddle with his meddling. I don't have a clear definition of meddling, and I wasn't making it wrong, just foregoing it for myself. I would shake. His dignity would be beautiful, and I would travel further into love. At a certain point, my hubba hubba buddy stepped in and tried to assist in meddling one more time. It didn't work. My friend was crushed. I told him that I didn't understand what he was trying to do, but it seemed beautiful. He wanted his mother to see his pain. That's cool and beautiful. I relayed that I didn't understand how perfectly he needed to be seen, given that as he shared his pain, I was learning about him, and my capacity is considerable. His mother's strengths are about faith, not complexity. She wasn't getting it. He was frustrated. I could see the pain in him. I exited the room, not in rejection. It just wasn't alive for me to be there anymore. His mother and I left, and my hubba hubba buddy slowly and deftly showed him that the impulse to get her to see him was actually the second layer, the impulse to get him to see himself. He was floored. It was beautiful. I'm glad I had planted so many seeds. I love how love finds us and teaches us and forgives us. Crying, typing that. I love you, Ewan, and I love me an inch more every time I feel my love for you. Thanks, Mike.